today's work is coming back to this piece here, this rear cab corner on the left. I kind of started on it, and I think probably one of the first working on the truck videos, and I took all the paint off and had a look at it, and the patch panel, repair panel, it just wouldn't fit in its entirety, so I've deferred doing anything about it until now. But what I'm planning on doing is cutting along here up to about here, and then coming down. I'm missing this seam, and I'll weld the new panel in there like that. That's the plan anyway. The thing to do is to start cutting on the interior. Sorry, not the interior. The thing to do is to start cut a nice line across. There's a load of fiberglass on the inside, so I want to pull all that out, cure as much of the rust as I can. All these scratches are from previous repairs, that's not me. So someone already set about it. Hopefully get filler on tonight. So I found this little bit extra which needed welding in, and it kind of grew, so that's that done. I'm going to weld the rest of that from behind once the panel is on. The next stage is to cut this to size and fit it in there. So I've covered the inside of the panel with masking tape and put some marks on it from the inside. See where we get. So I've got this piece marked up. As you can tell, I've had a couple of goes at it. I just picked up a Stanley knife to use to cut a piece of swarf off this, so probably a good time to quit. Got a fair way on. I was hoping to get the filler on and it painted today, but you know how it goes. So yeah, next time, hopefully not too long, we'll get this piece welded up and finished. So it's a few days later and I'm back on this. I've just trimmed it up a little bit on this side, but the plan is I'm just going to trim this down a little bit, and rather than try to trim this piece to fit here, because I've got, let me take this off, because I've still got a little bit of rust in there, I'm going to first trim this along that line there. You can't really see it, but there's a line along there. And then I'll mark out on here and trim this piece, and then I'll weld it in. That's the plan. So as you can see, I'm kind of getting it all in place. As I've said before, I'm not a bodywork guy, so don't use this as an instructional video. This is just how I'm doing it. Now, the plan is I've got it kind of fitted it pretty much where I want it. I'm going to run a number of tacks, probably starting somewhere in the middle, and then I'm going to worry about the underside afterwards. The main thing is to get this piece looking good. So there it is, roughly tacked into place. Gonna finesse that in a little bit because we've got a good fingers gap between that and the bottom panel. Kind of always knew that would be the case. I've got it completely welded in now. Needs to be ground down. I've also run the spots in, the plug welds in the back. I've just got a seam to run in up under there, what you can't see because there's no light. So, thank you Sam for that beautiful curry. It really filled me up. I have refitted the door, and I do believe it fits better than when I started. I guess that bottom hinge could do with going in a bit. A little bit of tweaking required, but in general, yeah, I think it needs to go up quite a bit. In general, welding this piece up hasn't completely screwed everything up. The door's got to come off again, so I'm not going to spend ages tweaking it to make it perfect. It shuts. Apparently these doors just fly open when you're just driving along. So people spend money on, they call them bear claw latches. Maybe that's something I'll do. Well, it looks like you're not getting any time-lapse footage of that because evidently I didn't press record. Grindy, mostly done. I've just got to weld up some extra bits there. So I've welded a little disc, tacked it into place on the back there to give a little bit of meat behind. Because right here it's like pinholes. So I don't know how clearly you can see on the camera, kind of balancing the torch here, but I've got great burn-in everywhere along there. I'm really pleased with it. Alright, so I've ground it down as much as I'm going to. Took the door back off. And it's time to clean up all this metal rubbish and whatnot. Put all the metalworking tools away and start on bodywork because I want to get this filled tonight. Really pleased at how that's gone. Well, that's the floor cleanish. Gonna treat you to a time lapse if I can remember to turn the bloody thing on. Got a bit of plastic. Gonna shoot some primer over this now. This has been the main piece of work today, and to be honest, I'm like super pleased with it. I think I'm going to give it another coat of primer before I go. Just a few bits and pieces, but I'm really pleased with how that bit turned out. I'm by no means a bodywork guy, but let me know what you think. How would you have done it differently? So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, try and subscribe, hit a like, and I'll catch you next time. There's a seagull walking around on my roof. That's very disconcerting.